Hey guys, what is up? It is Avery and welcome to Teendom Talk Show, the talk show for the kids, the teens, and everyone in between. I hope that everyone has had a fantastic week. Mine has actually been pretty good, so I'm just going to give you guys a little backstory of everything that's happened this week. So I have been working on a cool project, which is really exciting. We're kind of in the final stages of the project now, which is really great. And I also got to go into the school building for the first time in over a year. I'm not going in person for the rest of the year. I just had to take a special standardized test that my state is doing. I don't know if everyone has to do it. I just know that I had to do it. And for some reason, I just got an alert that it says waiting on YouTube for some reason. I have absolutely no clue why that's happening. Before the live stream, I checked everything. So I really hope that things start to work. This has happened for some live streams I've watched in the past, but I truly don't know what's going on. So I am definitely going to try and fix that for all of my YouTube people because I love you guys so much and I have absolutely no clue why it isn't working at this very moment. So I'm definitely going to need to check that while the show is going on. But before we get into the rest of the episode, I wanted to let you guys know about something very special. This episode of Teendom Talk Show is sponsored by Eating Well with Chef Cordell. So I'm just going to give you guys a little preview of everything that's going on with them. There is a brand new teen camp going on, a teen cooking class. So make sure to sign up. If you are 11 through 17 years old and you're inspired by cooking channels, make sure to sign them up for the Teen After School Cooking Camp. And you can find more information on www.chefcordell.com and click the Teen Camps tab for even more information. Or you can call 980-858-CHEF-2433. 980-858-CHEF-2433. And if you want to contact Chef Cordell directly to be able to get even more information, you can go to info@chefcordell.com and just send an email to get even more information. And now I'm so excited that we have a very special guest on this week's episode. Yay! So it is Nicholas Jackson, aka Nick, and he is a champion bull rider. Now, that's not something that you hear every day from a 13-year-old kid, but he is a champion bull rider. He was able to win the championship in 2020, and we're going to be able to talk to him a bit today about what bull riding even is, because until last week, I had no clue what it even was. So for all of you guys that do not know or are not familiar with it, you'll get familiar tonight, folks. So I am going to bring in our cowboy, Nick, for y'all right now. So I'm admitting him in right now. Oh, I'm really excited. Okay, I think that I'm waiting for him to come in, but I am so excited. Okay. Nick, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Hi, how are you?
Good, what about yourself?
I'm doing really good. I am so excited to be able to speak with you tonight. Oh my God.
Thank you.
I remember because me and you, we both were on the Tammy show together, which is so cool. Which is really cool. I think something fell, but overall, it was really cool. So I'm really excited to be able to have you on the show tonight. So
Yes,
first,
ma'am, thank you for having me.
yeah, I'm really glad. So first off, just feel free to give a little introductory about yourself. Like, who are you? Basically, for the audience to get to know you.
Well, my name is Nicholas Jackson, and I'm 13 years old, and I ride bulls.
Okay, I have no clue what just happened with my computer and everything, but that is really cool. So you are a bull rider, not to mention a champion bull rider.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so that is really cool. So first off, I kind of want to be able to know, and of course I know the audience wants to know as well, what is bull riding? What does the sport even look like? And how did you get into it in the first place?
Well, bull riding is a rodeo sport when you have one bull and one rider. You take one hand and you put it in the bull rope. You'll have your other arm, which you will call your free arm, and that'll be in the air. You have to stay on the bull for 8 seconds without falling off or slapping the bull with your free arm. If you stay on the bull for 8 seconds, there's a score, so it's broken to 50-50. So there's a chance of the bull scoring up to 50 points and the rider scoring up to 50 points, which both scores will be put together.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
overall, what was it that made you want to get into this sport in the first place? Because I know some people may be thinking, oh, this may be a little dangerous. So what made you want to get into bull riding in the first place?
Well, when I was 6 years old, I did mutton busting, which is basically like bull riding, but with sheep when I was 6 years old. And that's the age when you grow out of it. So when I turned 7, that's when I first got on my when I first started riding mini bulls.
Oh, okay, okay. Do you remember when you used to ride sheep? What was that like for you?
I think that was a pretty long time ago. I think
Mhm.
it was just a little fun thing that I like doing.
Okay, okay. So now that you are a champion bull rider, how did that all come to be? How did you become the champion?
Well, in 2019, we went to the Junior World Finals, and I competed in India and ended up 5th in the world. And so that's when I thought that I belong here and that I can be at the top. So throughout the whole summer, I worked on perfecting the sport and just getting better physically and mentally. So when I came to the Junior World Finals for 2020, I could take back the win back to Maryland.
Wow. First off, congratulations. That is a huge achievement. That is fantastic, especially at only 13 years old. I'm 13 and you could not catch me riding a bull. I'm too clumsy for that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be able to do that. That takes a lot of skill. So props to you.
thank you.
And now, one thing that I want to know is out of everything that is included in bull riding, what would you say is your ultimate favorite thing about the sport?
Well, my favorite thing with riding bulls is being able to travel to the new places that we're able to go to, and being able to get on the new bulls that I'm able to ride all across the country.
Oh wow. So there's different types of bulls? Wait, I did not know.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what are some of the different types of bulls?
There's different breeds for some cases, the American Bucking Bull or the Watusi. There's a whole bunch of different breeds.
Oh my gosh, have you gotten to ride all of them? Like a one.
No, ma'am, not yet.
Oh, I know that you probably hope for the future though. I wonder how different and how much more difficult some are than others.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm like, all right, now this is definitely a sign for me to not try and join the bull riding industry at all. So overall, what hometown are you from? Like, what's your hometown?
My hometown is Upper Marlboro, Maryland.
Oh, okay. So how do you feel like that's kind of affected you with the career that you're in right now?
Well, it doesn't affect me too much, but the only thing that would be is we have to travel farther west of the Mississippi to these bigger rodeos.
Oh, okay. Where are some of the places that you've traveled in the past before for some of these rodeos?
Some of the places we have is Texas, Idaho, and Las Vegas.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I've never been to either three of those places. So
Oh,
that must have been a really fun experience for you.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now, one thing that I'm actually really wondering is what are three things that you hope to tell your future self in this career? If you're still bull riding, what are three things that you really hope to either tell or ask your future self?
I tell myself that stay humble, never quit, and always be prepared.
Those are a good three things to be able to tell your future self.
Thank you.
Are those three things that you kind of try to like live by now? Because I can tell that you're very humble. I like that.
Thank you. And yes, ma'am, it's those are three things I try and just keep in my mind everywhere I go.
I absolutely love that. So now one thing that I most definitely want to know is how do you hope to move in the future with your career in bull riding? Considering that you now are considered the champion, what are some things that you hope to do in your future? Some things that you have coming up next that we can know a little bit about?
Well, what we have coming up is in 2 weeks, we have the Maryland High School Rodeo Finals. And then after that, I head out to Des Moines, Iowa for the National Junior High Rodeo. And then after that, we have our Junior World Finals qualifiers, which is the qualifier to go back out to Vegas for the Junior World Finals again.
Oh, okay, okay. So I see you got a lot going on, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
You got a lot going on. So now, one thing that I want to know is I learned this on the Tammy show that you kind of come from like a family of cowboys. That's something I didn't know at all until the Tammy show. So how do you feel like that's helped affect you in the career that you're in?
Well, I'm a fifth generation cowboy, so it's just like a pretty cool legacy that I'm able, me and my brothers and sisters are able to pass on and carry.
That's a huge legacy. That's so interesting. And considering that I've never personally been able to meet a cowboy, it's very nice to meet you and to know everything that you're doing, especially
Thank you.
especially considering that it's so entertaining. And one thing that I really want to be able to know is where can people find you and actually find some of your bull riding? Because I'm interested to see, and I know the people are too.
Well, I have an Instagram and Facebook account. My Instagram page is Nick_Jackson_bull rider, and my Facebook page is Nicholas Jackson. And on there, you can find where all the places I'll be going to ride and all my latest rides.
Oh, okay. Good to know. So I'm probably going to have you repeat that maybe a couple of more times before the show, just so for people that may pop in or for some people that may have not had the ability to hear you, that they'll be able to know before the show is over. So they'll be able to know even more about your awesome bull riding.
Cool.
So now one question that I actually want to ask before we get into some of the audience questions, because considering that Teendom Talk Show is live streamed, sometimes people have a large variety of things to ask that I could have never thought of. Have you ever done rode any other animals besides bulls and sheep? What are some other things that you've done?
Yes, ma'am. I ride horses. So my dad and my grandpa, they are actually horse trainers. So
Okay.
yes, ma'am. So around 6 years old, I trained my first pony, and after that, me and my dad, we've just been training horses and ponies ever since.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh my gosh. I really wanna try and like ride a horse. I mean even maybe I'll possibly like own a horse of my own one day so I'll be able to ride one. Oh,
That would be cool.
that would be so cool. What would you say is your favorite part about riding horses, and what would you say like makes it different from like riding bulls?
Well, the difference is that you have control in horses, but with bull riding, you don't have control over them.
Mhm.
And horses is just something that you can create a bond with over time, and that you can have for a very long time.
Oh, okay. Because I just want to say this now. I love horses. When I was little, I liked horses a lot. I even had like this one like toy horse that was so cute. It's such a sentimental. I loved it. And now I know I said that this was gonna be like one of the this was gonna be the last question before the audience, but now I'm kind of interested in something. So you said that you're a fifth generation cowboy, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I kind of am interested to know like a little bit about like the legacy in your family of cowboys. Like I'm kind of interested to hear that. So do you mind telling us a little bit about it?
Yes, ma'am. So like I said, my grandpa, he trained horses, and that was basically what all my family was. I think it was like my great grandpa, he was a sharecropper, and then my great grandpa, he was known around Maryland as a very good blacksmith, which is a horseshoer.
Oh, okay. So that's interesting to know. That's an interesting legacy that you guys get to carry on. Like snaps of that for real.
Thank
So now I'm actually going to get into a couple of audience questions. So one, we were having a little YouTube problem earlier, so I'm going to check if that's fixed because I really hope that everything's okay. Because I love my YouTube people. I don't want anything to be going bad there. And then also a couple of other audience questions that we may have from Facebook. So I am going to grab my handy phone and I am going to look at some of the questions people may have. Okay. So let me look here. Okay. So one of the this is a good question. So somebody asked, how many siblings do you have and do they ride too?
So I have four siblings, two sisters and two brothers. My little brother, he's 8 years old, and his name's Dylan. He's a barrel racer. And
Ooh.
then my two sisters, Ryan and Reagan, they're twin sisters, and they're both 10. And they do the barrel racing, the pole bending, and the goat tying. And then my older brother, he has autism, but he likes to help us in rodeo and feed all the horses.
Oh,
He's 14.
Okay, okay. Oh my gosh. I love how you guys are just a family, and then afterwards at the same time you guys all have similar passions. It's so interesting to be able to learn about that. So that's really cool. I love that. I love your family. Okay, the next question is, what else do you like to do for fun? That's a great question.
On a side of rodeo, I like to hunt and fish. Those are the main things I really like to do.
Oh, okay, okay. It's so funny because I never get to go fishing. I live in I live in Chicago, so there's not like really many places to go and fish. But
Oh yeah.
overall, I went fishing once at a summer camp, and then afterwards, my grandpa he goes fishing sometimes. So hopefully, I can go fishing with him. So I'm gonna have to take your word for it that it's fun. I'm really gonna
Oh
have.
yeah.
Okay, the next thing is, what does school look like for you?
So my mom, she homeschools my sisters and my little brother. And so basically our school day usually starts around 9 and goes around to about 5. It usually depends on how the day goes, but it's very flexible because of all the times we're on the road headed to rodeos and everything.
Hmm. Okay, that makes sense. It helps it be a bit more flexible lots of the time, considering like being on the road to go to different rodeos, that can be a tiny bit time consuming. So
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, that makes total sense. I totally understand that. Okay, so the next question. Phone's ringing. Okay, the next question is, how has it been for you dealing with all of the media attention since you've recently become the champion? These people have great questions today. What the heck? But yeah.
So it's definitely something new. I'm starting to get better and better at these interviews that I have.
Mm. Okay, that makes total sense. And one thing that I'm wondering is okay, this is a question personally from me. Since becoming the champion, what personally has changed for you? Like more so like career wise or just like personal wise? How have things changed a little bit for the better?
Well, I've got a lot of big opportunities from different people that are definitely going to help me in my career, and I've also learned how to carry myself with respect and all that.
Snaps to that. And do you mind like sharing just like a tiny bit of a sneak peek with us on some of the opportunities you've gotten? Because I know we're all excited for you.
So one of the opportunities that I'm having is to go back out to Vegas for a rodeo. It's called the Bill Pickett Rodeo, which is going to be aired on TV.
Ooh, that's exciting. Where can we watch it when it happens?
I have to get more into details about it.
Mhm.
My parents will have to check with the people to see what all it is.
Got it, got it. So when you find out that information, make sure to let us know because we'll definitely want to hype it up because I know that people are excited to see you. I'm excited to see you. I find it so interesting. And to this day, like I am shocked that you at 13 years old are able to do all of this. It's so interesting. I've never heard of a 13-year-old bull rider. So I'm like, okay, that's really dope. That is
Thank
really
you.
okay. So we're going to have a couple more questions. Oh, okay. This is a good question. Someone asked, what is barrel racing?
So barrel racing is a sport. If you know what a 3-leaf clover looks like, that's what the barrels are going to be set up like.
Oh, okay.
And so what you do is you have your horse and you run around the barrels, but you have to run around in a particular type of way. So if you start out going to the left barrel, you will turn that barrel to the left, and then you turn the second barrel to the right, and then you turn the last barrel to the right. And so basically you switch it around if you go to the left. If you go to the left barrel, then let me see. If you go to the left barrel, then you're gonna turn once left and then twice right. Yep.
Oh. Oh, that's really interesting. Do you do barrel racing often?
No, ma'am. I don't do the barrel racing.
Oh, okay. Is it something that your siblings do more often?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm gonna have to hear a little bit from them soon. I'm kind of interested in that. Maybe that's something that my skills will be able to do, hopefully. if I become a little less clumsy, maybe I'll be able to do that. Okay. Someone asked, do you personally own a horse? And what type? That's interesting. I have no clue about different horse types, so that's interesting.
Yes, ma'am, I do. We're actually getting ready to bring it home. His name is Junior, and he's a quarter horse, and he's a tie-down horse, like basically a calf roping horse.
Aw, I'm gonna need to see a picture with you and that horse. Oh my gosh. Hopefully one day I'll be able to own a horse. That's pretty interesting. I'm kind of interested on when you get a horse, is there a specific type that you need to look for, or how does that work?
Well, for the rodeo events, the one horse or the best horse out there that you want to get is the breed. It's called the American quarter horse.
Okay, I'm gonna need to take a mental note of that. I really am. Okay, I'm gonna take like one or two last questions because I actually have a game for us to play, which is gonna be kind of fun. Okay, this is a good question to be able to end off on. Where can people find you? This person must have not been here when you said the contact info, but this is a great question to end off on.
So you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. On Instagram, you can find me at Nick_Jackson_bull and you can spell that for the Nick is NIC, the Jackson is JACK, and the bull rider is BULLRIDER. And then for Facebook, it will be Nicholas Jackson, which is NICHOLAS. And then what I post on there is all the places I'll be going to ride at and all my latest rides.
Got it. So I hope that you guys are able to get that. And even if you need to rewind to be able to know where you can find Nick, feel free to do that because I know that I cannot wait to see everything that he has coming next. And I know that you guys can't wait either. So make sure to go follow that. So now, getting into our game. Where is the box that I just had? Okay, here it is. I was on the wrong side of me. But in this box is located several questions that are kind of interesting to get to know a little bit more about us. So this is what I call the Teendom Get to Know. So it's where I have a couple of questions in here, and both of us have the ability to answer them. And some of them are kind of quirky questions, just so the audience can get to know us a little bit better. So each time I get a question, I'm going to shake it up so I can flip around the questions so we have no clue which one we're going to pick. So you ready?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to shake it up. I think that's enough shaking. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to get this first question. So it says, if you could be in a TV show, which one would you be in and why? And then a second part of the question is, what show would you not want to be in? That's an interesting question. Do you have an answer?
Yeah, the one show I would want to be in is...
This is a difficult question.
Yeah, probably the show, it's called The Cowboy Way.
Oh, okay. Where can I watch that? That sounds interesting.
It's on the INSP channel.
Okay, I'm going to need to look that up so I can make sure that. What is it about?
It's basically a life channel, and they follow around these three guys and their families about how they do all their ranching and all their horses and cattle.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. That's
Yes.
something I'd like. That sounds like something I'd like. I'm going to have to check that out. And if there was a show that you wouldn't want to be in, what would it be? I think they're like talking about like if we're like a character in that show, I guess.
Probably.
This is difficult.
That movie Trolls. I was never the biggest fan of that.
Me either. I feel like I don't know. Just having all of those trolls. I don't know. It would make me so uncomfortable. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it would make me so uncomfortable. Like all the little trolls around me dancing with glitter and stuff. I feel like that would make me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. I feel like for me, if there was a show I wouldn't want to be in, I honestly would have to say Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy, like there's always so many unrealistic things that happen in this show, and it's just so someone dies like every week, and it's just like that makes me very uncomfortable. Even though I love this show, it's just I could never be in it. And if there was a show that I could be in, I generally don't know. That is a great question. I should have came more prepared. I'm gonna have to come back to that one. I'm most definitely gonna have to come back to that one because I have absolutely no clue what show.
Yeah.
And audience, feel free to play along with us. So if there's a show that you would like to be in, then feel free to tell us in the comments, and we may even like read some of them out after. So we'll see. But yeah, those are some good options. Those are some good choices, Nick.
Thanks.
Okay, so next up. Okay, I think we're good. So the next question is, what has been your favorite memory from this year so far? We're only about to start May tomorrow, so we only have like 4 months to go off of.
Probably my favorite memory would be this one time we went to a rodeo. It's in Fredonia, Pennsylvania, and I made 2 of my best rides there. And actually, one of the bulls was one that I have been on a couple of times, but I haven't been able to cover. But I was able to cover that bull that time.
That's great! Congratulations!
Thank you.
That's so cool. What? I'm like, oh, I don't know. Yours was so much more cool than mine. I'm like, I'd have to say I had been trying, and this is like just a mental thing, I guess. I had never like outlined like a script before because I write scripts. I want to be a screenwriter, so it's something that I do often. And I had never been able to finish and complete an outline that was like really, really decent, that I felt really, really good with myself about. And I finally completed it, and it made me the happiest that I think I have been this entire year. Like it was the best feeling. So I would have to say I think that's not really like too much of a memory, more like a fantastic feeling, I guess. So I guess I kind of cheated on the question, but I would have to say that that's like one of my favorite things that's happened this year so far, just mentally for me, because it was like, yes, I finally did it. It was like the best feeling.
Nice.
Okay, I want to know what has been you guys' like favorite memory from the 4 months that this year is going by so quick. May is tomorrow. Gosh, I'm like, oh wow. But overall, I kind of want to know what has been you guys' best moment from this year so far. So type it in the chat. All right, next up, we have, what is your favorite state or city you've ever been to, and why? That's a good question. Do you have an answer?
Yeah, I think I'd have to say Texas, in the Fort Worth area.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Why? I may need to go and check it out.
Well, around there's the historical arena, which is the one I won the Junior World Finals in, which is called the Cowtown Coliseum.
Oh.
And then it's basically a Western town that's like open every day, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna need to check that out because I'm like, open every day. I can go see some bull riding. Sounds fun. That sounds really fun.
Yes, ma'am.
I would have to say my favorite state or city that I've ever been to. Well, the last like actual like vacation I went on, I went to LA for the first time, and
No.
I really liked it there. One, I live in Chicago, so it's like rarely like the weather here is crazy, so it's not that hot too often. And California, the weather there was fantastic. I loved it. I'm a city girl. I would most definitely have to say. So I feel like being in LA was something that was like really fun. So I would have to say LA is my favorite like actual like city I've been to, and that is in California, so technically like California. So I think that would have to be my answer. It was pretty fun there. I liked it, and I hope that possibly one day I can go to like Hawaii. Hawaii sounds really pretty. So yeah, hopefully one day I can go there. I would have to say that's my dream vacation in the States, I guess. What's your like dream vacation here in the States, I would have to say, or just like dream vacation overall?
My dream vacation would probably be to
That's a hard
probably back out to Texas, just because of all. Texas is basically the cowboy state, so everywhere you go, there's going to be a rodeo.
Yeah, most definitely. So I'm like, okay, that is like your dream place. Like that's Nicktown. That's Nicktown. Forget the name Texas. That can leave. It's Nicktown now. Okay, so now the next question. Okay, we'll choose this one. What is a talent / crazy thing that you can do that a lot of people may not know about?
I like to trick rope a lot. That's something I started when I was about 10, 11 years old.
Oh, that's interesting. Wait. Okay. So how did you start doing that when you were 10 or 11?
Well, when we go to rodeos, you could be walking around and you could see people. Like when I was little, I used to see people at rodeos. They do like fancy tricks with ropes, and I'd be like, "Wow, that's pretty cool. That'd be something I'd want to learn." And so I bought my first trick rope, and then started just trying tricks, and I got pretty good at it.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I feel like I only get to see that in movies or something, where all of the cool cowboys, they're like doing cool stuff with the ropes, and they're like pew 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 pew, and I'm like, that is so cool. But you can do that. Oh, I'm gonna need to see that one day, Nick, for sure.
Okay.
You may need to give me a little lesson. You may need to give us all a tutorial on a future show. So get your rope ready. I'd have to say, special talent that a lot of people may not know about. This is a very hard question. I don't think I have one. Okay, I have one. This isn't like something I can do anymore, but it's something that I learned that I did when I was first born, so I guess it doesn't really count. But I could spin my entire like head 360 degrees.
Cool.
It was, I'm like, that sounds crazy sick. So I'm like, okay, that's a cool flex that I can use. It's not something I can do anymore, that's for sure. And I know that I used to be double jointed in my thumb, so can I do that anymore? I'm trying that. Like when you do this thing. But it was like it used to be like down here. I don't know why it's not like that anymore, but that was something that I used to be able to do that used to creep people out. So I guess that counts, I guess. I don't have many like crazy talents that a lot of people don't know about. Crazy things that I can do. Like like I know the entire Hamilton soundtrack, but that's not like a talent. That's just something that I did out of spite. So.
No.
But that's cool that you can trick. Oh my gosh, that's really cool, Nick.
Thank you.
So this is our third to last one. So we have two more left after this. This is a good one. If you were a superhero, what power would you have, and what would your catchphrase be?
Probably to fly.
Oh, to fly. Okay, that's interesting. What would my power be? I watch a lot of superhero stuff too. Like I'm a huge Marvel fan. I like shows like The Umbrella Academy. I'm also a huge Miraculous fan. But overall, my superhero power, I would have to say maybe telekinesis. Like I love watching shows where people can like move stuff like with their brains, and then if they like move it with their fingers, and then afterwards it just comes to them. Like I would love to never have to pick up the TV remote again for my mom. So no offense, because I know my mom's in the next room, so she can probably hear me saying that. So and I also would never like I never have to touch the dishes again. I could just like be watching TV, and then like my fingers they wash the dishes for me. So that would be really fun. What would you say your superhero name would be? Or catchphrase? Something.
I have a pretty cheesy catchphrase. Nick is on the way to save the day.
I love that. It's just like Nick is on the way to save the day. I see that. I can see that. My superhero catchphrase. Why am I'm so bad at these questions? What the heck? I'm a talk show host. I should be able to think of stuff on the spot. I don't know. I'm gonna need people to give me ideas on this, guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you guys to give me some ideas. I feel like if I was a superhero, I know what my name would be. It would be like something that says mocha in it. So it would probably be like Mocha Girl, which is super lame. But Mocha Girl, because my mom's nickname for me is Mocha. So I always use that for like everything. So I would have to say that could be like my superhero name, but I don't know what my catchphrase would be. I'm gonna need to ask you guys that later. I'm like, please, audience, help me out. And oh, I actually got an alert that someone asked a question that I should probably ask you. We heard that you play guitar. Oh, do you play guitar?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my gosh, do you enjoy it? How long have you been playing?
I've been playing ever since I was like 6 years old.
Oh, that's a skill. That's a skill. I only played violin in kindergarten, and that was really my instrument stage. So I have to say, that's a pretty cool talent. What would you say? What songs have you learned to play on there? What's been your favorite?
My favorite would probably be a song called Headed South. Lots of the songs I do are country music songs.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna need to hear that one day. You have a lot of more stuff to show me, Nick. First, show me how you trick rope, like pew pew pew, and then you can tell me how you play guitar, like doo 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 doo. So there's a lot of cool things that you have up your sleeve. That's for sure. Okay, so we have. Oh, I think I accidentally put one of the questions back in this box, but we have a couple more questions. So, what food do you think would represent the state or city you live in? Ooh.
Well, Maryland blue crabs.
Oh, okay. Why would you say that food?
Probably because we have a lot of them here, and that I think that is the state food.
Oh, okay. I think because my state is Illinois, but I live in Chicago. So people consider Illinois and Chicago two very different things. I would have to say, considering for the city that I live in, deep dish pizza, because Chicago deep dish pizza, it's just something that people like to get here a lot. So I would have to say deep dish pizza for Chicago, but for Illinois, corn, because I actually think that's like the food. Like I think that corn. I don't know. I need to pay more attention in social studies class sometime. Oh my gosh, I feel like I learned this like 3 years ago. Corn, isn't it? I think it's grown here a lot. So I think a lot of people get corn from Illinois. So I think that's like why corn is associated with Illinois as much as it is. But I don't know. I truly don't know. A lot more of Illinois is a lot more rural than the area that I live in, considering that I live in the second largest city in the United States. So maybe I just need to get a little bit better with my geography. But that's interesting, the food that you guys have there. I'm like, I'm gonna need to come out there just to try it because I've never had it before. Is it good?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now I definitely got to take your word for it and come out and try it. Okay. So another question, and there were actually two more questions left in the box. One of the papers were stuck inside of each other. If you could invent a holiday, what would it be and why?
Mm.
Hmm. I feel like there's so many national holidays. Like every day is like a new national day.
Yeah.
So I'm like, ooh,
Well,
thing.
it's kind of already a holiday,
Mm-hmm.
but to fit it all in one day,
Mm-hmm.
like you take the state that is right in the middle of America and
Oh,
have the biggest rodeo in
that's really cool.
it.
That seems really fun, and I can definitely tell why you would want to do that. That seems so much fun. If what month would you say it would be in? That like takes the cake for it.
Probably probably July because it's pretty warm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally agree. I have to say July is like one of my favorite months because like I get out of school in late June, and then
Hmm.
after I go back to school. I used to go back to school in September, but now I have to go back in August, which kind of sucks. So I would have to say July is a good in the middle place of a summer month, and it's really nice and warm. So that makes it perfect for a rodeo.
Yeah.
That's a great holiday. Remind me of when that is so I can celebrate it. I'd have to say if I could create any holiday, it would be. I cannot be put on the spot. I will never put myself on the spot like this voluntarily again. I would I would have to say that it could be like a national day where everyone goes out and then they have to do like it's a national like not a national like kindness day because those things already happen, but it's kind of like where there are different festivals that happened where everyone has to do certain acts of kindness to be able to go to certain festivals, and then afterwards at the end it's like this huge party and there's like this one, you know how like for Halloween people always think of like pumpkins or jack-o'-lanterns, and then for St. Patrick's Day people always think of like clovers and things like that. Like I want there to be like a symbol for this holiday. Maybe it'll be like the peace sign or something. But
Yeah.
kind of just like
That makes sense.
I love that too. It's like it could be like Peace Fest or something like that. Because then there are different festivals that revolve that happen because of peace, if that makes sense. And that's kind of lame. You guys are probably expecting something more. Kind of lame. And I would say I would want for it to be in December, mainly because that's like the season of giving and because that's my birthday month. So
Oh, nice.
that seems fun. When's your birthday?
It's January 28th.
Oh, okay. So you just turned 13.
Yes, ma'am.
Happy belated birthday from 3 months ago.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we're only like a month apart in age, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
Okay, and so this is the last question. What is your go-to dance move?
Wow. I don't really dance a lot. I don't remember the last time I ever danced.
I'm a huge like I dance to anything. Literally. And I think it's the dancer in me because I am a dancer, so I would have to say maybe that's just like the dancer in me. My go-to dance move. If I'm like thrown in the middle of a circle or something, I'll probably just be like this because I do this a lot. I don't know. Something about it that's so much fun. I don't and like it makes the spirit just it uplifts the spirit if that makes sense. Like it's so much fun. Like try it. It's so much fun. See? It's fun. It's enjoyable. It's enjoyable. If you had to have a go-to dance move though, what would you think it would be?
Hmm. That one's not a bad one. I don't know.
I mean, like if you steal mine, that's fine. We could go out and do it together.
Yeah.
Out here, hey, it's fun. It's really fun.
Yeah.
And I don't know, something about dancing, it just makes me happy. Makes me happy.
Hmm.
So everyone, that is your Teendom Get to Know. I hope that you guys enjoyed Nick having fantastic answers and me having a hard time being put on the spot. I hope that you guys are really able to enjoy that. And now we know for a fact we need to have Nick back on the show so he'll be able to show us a little bit of his guitar skills and how he can trick rope. because those are some skills that you don't find every day in a 13-year-old. So, like, okay. And with that, that is the end of our time together. It was so much fun being able to talk to you today. And before
Thank
you
you for
go,
having me.
oh, no problem. It was so much fun. After I was on the Tammy show with you, I feel like I was just like, yeah, I gotta have this dude on the show. Because
Yeah.
everything that you do is so interesting and it's so inspiring. Oh, here's one last question. This is the perfect question to end off on and a perfect way to close out. Before you tell us how people can reach you again, how do you hope to be able to inspire others in the future and now?
Well, in bull riding, it was a big journey. So basically, in journeys to success, it's not going to be easy. And there's going to be a lot of hard times in it, but you just have to have perseverance through everything.
Period, Nick. That is a perfect way to be able to inspire others. And if you guys did not hear that, rewind it, listen to it, let it sink in, and live by that, because you truly just spoke facts there. So now, do you mind telling everyone for one last and final time where they have the ability to reach you and be able to learn even more about your bull riding journey?
Yes, ma'am. So Nick _Jackson _ bull rider. Nick is NIC. Jackson is JACKSON, and bull rider is BULLRIDER. And for Facebook, it's Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas is NICHOLAS, and on there you can find where I'll be headed to rodeos and all my latest rides.
All right, so I hope that you guys are able to hear that. So make sure to go follow Nick so you can learn even more about everything that he's going to be doing in the upcoming future. Why did I say upcoming future? What the heck? Like, okay, make sure to go follow Nick's social media so you can learn everything that he's going to be doing with bull riding in the future. I know that I will be totally checking you out, making sure and keeping up with everything that you are doing, because I'm so excited to see where you're headed. So thank you so much for being on this week's episode of Teendom Talk Show. You most definitely need to come back and give everyone a tutorial on how you do that trick rope, because that is really cool for sure. And I cannot thank you enough for being on this week. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. It was great speaking with you. I will talk to you later.
Okay, see.
Bye.
Bye.
Guys, I hope that you enjoyed talking to Nick. I learned a lot of cool things that I had absolutely no clue about. When I tell you, I had absolutely no clue what bull riding was a couple of weeks ago, and now I feel like I could go out and do it. Actually, no, that was a lie. There's no way I ever will have the courage to do that. But Nick for sure does. And at 13 years old, he has made his way to be a bull riding champion, and he has so much more coming for him. So make sure to go and follow both his Instagram and Facebook, which I will make sure to put in the description of this Teendom Talk Show episode so you can go and check it out. One thing that I definitely want to make sure to highlight is that I am wearing a Girly Brand sweater. Yes, guys, I am the Girly Brand ambassador, but when I tell you guys that the material of this specific sweater is so fantastic, I mean it's fantastic. So a way that you can go and get this sweater is to go to girlybrands.com, and you can get this sweater for a really great price. And Girly Brand has deals often, so make sure to go and follow their social media, or even check out their website where you can learn about the different deals that they may have often. Like, for instance, they have 10% off sales. If there is a national day, that's the best time to go and get a Girly Brand apparel. So make sure to go to girlybrand.com to be able to check out some of this awesome stuff and even cop some of your own. And once again, I just want to say to all of the YouTube people, I have absolutely no clue what happened. I had done the streaming, and for some reason it didn't automatically go to YouTube. So what I will be doing to fix that is directly after this episode, I will get it from Facebook and I will upload it for all of you YouTube people. So throughout the week, you can go and do the episode. I am so sorry. We have not had a technical issue like this in a while, and I just cannot believe that it happened tonight out of all nights. So I am really sorry about that, but I promise you it will be fixed next week for all of you guys. And just thank you so much for your undeniable support even throughout the technical issues of what we call YouTube and Facebook streaming. So with that, one last time before the episode is over, I just want to remind you guys that this episode is sponsored by Eating Well with Chef Cordell, and they are having even more teen after school cooking camps. got lost in my words there. So you can check it out at www.chefcordell.com. Call 980-858-CHEF 2433, 980-858-CHEF 2433, or contact Chef Cordell for direct information at info@chefcordell.com. If you are 11 through 17 years old, I promise you that this is a camp that you will want to take. I took it when I was 12 years old last summer, and I had a blast. And I also learned how to cook some awesome things, which I should cook even more often considering that I know how to do it. So I will actually one episode I should show you guys some of the things that I've made and even maybe make something for you guys. So let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in, because that seems pretty cool. But make sure to go and check out these teen after school cooking camps. I promise you, you will not be disappointed at all. And with that, that is the end of this week's Teendom Talk Show episode. Make sure to be back here at the same time, same place next week to check out the episodes. And we will have even more guests with even more fun. Thank you so much for Nick for being on this episode. Make sure to check him out. And I will see y'all later. Bye.